In Capital News tonight, presidential aspirants in Zanzibar from Ada Tadea, NLD, ADC have collected their nomination forms. The fertilizer body TFRA warns against selling of uncertified fertilizer. And in sport, Tanzania Wushu Association has started a program aimed at helping other martial arts games get sponsorships for an upcoming competition. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. Presidential aspirants from Alliance for Democratic Change, ADC, NLD and Ada Tadea have collected their nomination forms from the Electoral Commission in Zanzibar, a day after the presidential aspirants for Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM, Dr. Hussein Mwinyi, collected his nomination form.
Sera zetu, kauli mbiu yetu ni usawa kwa jamii.
Our slogan is community equality. A community that is equal is one where education, health is the same to everyone. Everyone must have access to electricity and water. We will continue the work done by the 7th phase government led by Ali Mohammed Shein to bring development to the people of Zanzibar. We have a lot of young people, some are employed, but the majority are not. We will make sure to take on from where he has left. If there is chaos, men run away and women and children are left behind. So we must ensure women and children are safe. This is why ADC has policies on disabled women and widows, so we can look how we are going to help them. We've already started with the Village Community Bank, with 150 groups with an average of 25 members each.
Tanzania Fertilizer Regulatory Authority TFRA has called on entrepreneurs to make sure they sell fertilizer which has been inspected and certified. Its failure to do so will lead to legal action.
We are going in all regions in Tanzania mainland to make sure that all unregistered products, as TFRA, will remove them so that farmers use products that are registered. We were told that they are good for plants, and we did not know that they are not registered. In this shop, we follow all procedures. As you can see, we have all permits. As you know, it is not allowed to put on display unregistered products.
The returning officer of Kilosa constituency in Morogoro region, Asajile Mwambambale, has announced and handed over the letter stating the parliamentary aspirant for Kilosa, Professor Palamagamba Kabudi, has qualified to be a candidate for the election after completing all legal procedures.
We've reached a good place as far as land is concerned. We will take more farms to Honorable President to revoke ownership so they can also be distributed to the people. I ask you to be patient. This problem has been going on for a long time and needs a little bit more patience, more so in the next stage.
Members of Parliament for the East African Legislative Assembly from Kenya have said that they are not taking part in the meetings because they have not been paid all their allowances, despite the sessions being held via video conference. This comes after the Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly, Martin Ngoga, adjourned the meetings due to lack of the required quorum of members of Parliament.
I am not aware, not informed officially what is going on with respect to the honorable members who are not able to attend here. And therefore, it would be difficult for me to place another date as to when we shall convene again.
Kitu kinachofuata kawaida ni kwamba kwa sababu tunafanya kazi sasa kwenye mazingira magumu.
Because we are now working under trying environment of the COVID-19, and not all members of parliament are here in Arusha, they are in their home countries. Therefore, the Office of Honorable Speaker will communicate with them. Each country has something called a chapter, with leaders consisting of a chairperson and a secretary. So the Office of Honorable Speaker will communicate with chapter's leadership, after which we will issue a notice on when the meeting is going to take place.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Simon Siro, has called on refugees in border areas to adhere to the laws of the country and to stop engaging in criminal activities. He made the statement in Dar es Salaam at the handing over of 10 vehicles from the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR.
Ni waandishi wa habari ni mashahidi, utaona yale maeneo ya Kagera, Kigoma, Katavi.
Kagera, Kigoma and Katavi regions, at certain times unlawful behavior is on the rise, and perpetrators are migrants. For many years, we've been working with UNHCR to help those who are coming into the country with good intentions are assisted in education and other areas. But those with bad intentions are dealt with according to the law. We signed an agreement with our counterparts and have helped us to a large extent. They built some stations and helped in water systems. They care for the surrounding community.
The money that we spent here is really not. And secondly, as the Inspector General said, on security.
The French ambassador to Tanzania, Frédéric Clavier, when announcing the 11 1000 Entrepreneurs Challenge winners from Tanzania who will go to the Africa-France Summit in Bordeaux to present their projects, has said that Tanzania has benefited from reclassification into lower middle-income country, a success that has occurred before the end of 2025. However, despite the country's steady growth, we cannot underestimate the impact of the ongoing health crisis due to COVID-19 on the global economy.
Of our 1000 Entrepreneur Challenge launched last year, 11 winners are definitely selected to go to Paris, and these winners are Tanzanian. Now, I'm quite pleased to welcome these successful CEOs and managing directors running dynamic and promising young Tanzanian startups and companies. It represents the most dynamic and talented in Tanzania. They took the risk of starting their business. They deserve to be supported and encouraged. France tonight, but also Europe, recognizes their talents and will be invited in Paris to be able to create links with French startups, other African startups, and European startups.
And the government in Kuranga District, Coast Region, has implemented a directive given by Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa to complete construction of 2 classrooms and desks at Mausembe Primary School in order to address the problem of pupils sitting on the floor as well as congestion in classrooms.
What is pending is for the desks to be transported from where they're being made to this place. These challenges are being resolved according to our government's ability. I commend national and regional government leaders. In addition to assisting us financially to complete classrooms, they have also brought us 72 desks. For this, we are very grateful. This will go some way into remedying the problem of children sitting on the floor. We commend our regional leaders for fulfilling the Prime Minister's directive by finishing the 2 classrooms and bringing desks for our students.
The Chief of the Defence Forces, General Venance Mabeyo, has handed over 30 million shillings to the head of the National Service, Major General Charles Mpuge, and pledged to hand over another 10,500,000 shillings to support President Dr. John Magufuli on construction of a new mosque in Chamwino District, Dodoma region. Regional commissioners have also raised 26 million shillings in support of the construction of the mosque.
Tukasema wakuu wa vyombo tutachangia milioni 28. Lakini asubuhi hii zimeongezeka milioni 2, kwa hiyo tunachangia milioni 30 kama wakuu wa vyombo. Bahati nzuri wakuu wa mikoa wako hapa, naomba nisiwasemee, wao watakuja kutamka rasmi nao wanaguswa kwa kiasi gani.
That's all for the national news. International news is next. And in international news, Hurricane Laura is now a Category 1 storm on Thursday as it moves deeper into the U.S. state of Louisiana after making landfall the previous day as an extremely dangerous Category 4. The hurricane was predicted to cause catastrophic damage with an unsurvivable storm surge to the Gulf Coast near the Texas-Louisiana border. Search and rescue missions were underway early Thursday in Louisiana and Texas, but the governors of the state said there had been no reports so far of widespread fatalities. Kenya has marked 10 years since the promulgation of the 2010 Constitution, with Kenyans giving mixed views on implementation of the Constitution, including President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga, each saying the Constitution needs to be amended.
373 people have tested positive following testing of 4,663 samples over the last 24 hours, bringing the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 33,389. Our cumulative tests now stand at 438,193. From the cases being reported today, all are Kenyans except 13 that are foreigners.
Has been an accident in our country. It stopped us from a very major national undertaking. But it did not finish it. It was just a temporary break. It will continue. We are going to pick it up. As the President said yesterday, you can see that the curve is leveling. And shortly we're going to come up with a timetable. We want to move on with our reggae.
The blood bank in Uganda has said if citizens will not donate blood, the country is likely to face shortage of blood, a situation that will affect surgery services as well as cancer patients.
50-60%.
We're operating at 50 to 60%, meaning that people should rise up in large numbers and donate blood. Demand for blood transfusions has increased, and patients in need of transfusions have also continued to rise in the central region than in the rural areas.
That's all for the international news. We'll be back with business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and now in business news. The government has started implementing the process aimed at increasing production of sisal in 17 regions. This is to reach the target of producing 120,000 tons by 2025.
Na tangu Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu alipotoa maagizo hayo mpaka sasa,
since the Prime Minister gave the directive and up to now, a total of 427 input officers have been given the training on the best way to produce sisal seeds and how to manage the harvest and help farmers develop. TARI has set goals that in the 2020-2021 year, it will be able to produce 5 million seedlings. Up to now, as stated by the Permanent Secretary, we have already prepared the area for the seedlings and we have already planted 15 hectares.
NMB Bank has continued to provide small and big loans to entrepreneurs, institutions, farmers and livestock keepers, as well as miners, in order to speed up economic growth in the country.
When we want to create a minerals market, there must be financial services, and that was the remaining important demand. Because the gold business involves a significant amount of money, there must be financial organs near the mineral markets. Agri loans are not paid out every month. This you must know. They're paid out according to the harvest circulation procedure.
Residents from 3 villages along the shores of Lake Tanganyika, Kalambo District, Rukwa region, have urged the government to revive the fish processing factory at Kasanga Ward after it suspended operations for more than a year, a situation that caused many residents to lose employment.
When it was working, people were educating their children through this factory. People were getting employment. But after being flooded by water, this has stopped. Before the factory was shut, there was a competitive market, with the outside market having more influence.
That's all for business news. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Position, Joaquinho, he did lose some length.
Now in sports. Tanzania Wushu Association, TWA, started implementing a program aimed at helping other martial arts games which have failed to get sponsorship for an upcoming competition which will involve kickboxing, Thai boxing, karate, taekwondo and judo that will take place on September 26th in Dar es Salaam.
In Kung Fu, we involve all martial arts. So, we are in every game. That is why a Kung Fu fighter can participate in any game like boxing and kickboxing. Since we have good cooperation, if we see an association or sport cannot conduct their competition, we will boost to become one thing and make sure all the sports have competitions and people love them all.
On an extraordinary day for the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks boycotted Game 5 of their playoff series against the Orlando Magic in protest of the police shooting of Jacob Blake, leading the NBA to reschedule all other Wednesday night playoff games.
The shooting occurred in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which is 40 miles from Milwaukee. The Bucks had been due to come on court on Wednesday afternoon, but did not emerge from the locker room. They released a statement on Wednesday afternoon calling for action and justice for Jacob Blake.
Chelsea have confirmed the signing of Ben Chilwell from Leicester for £50 million, with the England defender moving to Stamford Bridge on a 5-year contract as Frank Lampard continues to strengthen his squad for the new season.
Matches next week because of injury has long been targeted by the Chelsea manager, and the 23-year-old was keen to play in the Champions League, having just missed out on qualification with Leicester last season. His arrival takes Chelsea's spending in his transfer window to around £130 million, following the signing of Hakim Ziyech from Ajax and Timo Werner from RB Leipzig, with the Brazil defender Thiago Silva expected to join on a free transfer from Paris Saint-Germain in the coming days. Chelsea are also on the verge of an agreement with Bayer Leverkusen over a £90 million deal for Kai Havertz that will take their spendings this summer past £200 million. They continue to target the free agent Malang Sarr.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka will miss the start of Manchester United's pre-season training on Wednesday because he faces a 14-day quarantine after a holiday in Dubai. Here's more.
Wan-Bissaka has posted pictures of himself undergoing fitness sessions in Dubai, which is on the list of places from which people returning to the UK have to self-isolate for 14 days. Dubai was on that list before United's final match, the Europa League semi-final defeat by Sevilla on 16th of August. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has encouraged his players to take as refreshing a break as possible, given United's 2019-2020 season was a year and a week long because of coronavirus.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching. Good night.